Sandy Golston back here with another video here on my BookTube AuthorTube channel. And this month, the month of March, I have a pretty ambitious schedule for books. So in the month of January, I read 6 books. In the month of February, I stepped back just a little bit and ended up reading 4 books for February. So in March, I'm hoping for a big month of March here, and I'm looking to really kick my reading up a notch. So I want to get back to at least the 6 books that I read in January. And so as of right now, even though I have 2 books on pre-order that I'm looking forward to having delivered in the month of March, I tentatively have 6 books that I'm planning to read for the month of March in our year 2020. I'm going to go over those books briefly here right now. So the first book that I'm intending to finish here in the month of March, I already started in the month of February, so you might say, well, you know, you cheated just a little bit here. I don't consider it that, so I'll leave that to you if you want to make some comment about that in the comment section. But File is Fair by Hannah Capin. I'm really excited about this one. I started reading this the other day when I was in the eye doctor's office in the reception area waiting to be attended to. And it was really an interesting start to this book, and you can see some really cool comments here on the back of the book. So a lot of people already excited about this book. Hasn't been out for very long. I did pre-order this book and it was delivered, and this is one that I was definitely very excited about reading. It's a revenge story for a traumatizing incident that happens, and a group of girls decide that they're going to take revenge. And it deals with some really important topics that I think are worthy of discussion. And it's just a really interesting book. And the way that the book is broken up with different headings, it makes for so far a pretty fast read. I really enjoy the writing so far. I think the cover is very engaging right there, and certainly catches the attention right there. Very, very colorful cover all the way around. So really excited about this one. File is Fair. I'm hoping to have this book finished in the next week or so. Yeah, I'm a really slow reader. I know it. I certainly fully confess to that sin, but I'm really excited about finishing this one. I'm going to probably put a little bit of extra into this one so I can get this one done ASAP, because again, I've got a very ambitious month of March coming in with 2 pre-orders coming in that I'm really excited about again. So File is Fair, the first one up for me in the month of March. Next up in the month of March is the other book that I was weighing along with File is Fair as to which one I was going to pick first. That other one that I was considering was The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. It's a really interesting book. Actually, there's a little review on here from Riley Sager, author of Lock Every Door, which is the next Riley Sager book that I want to read. I've already read Final Girls and The Last Time I Lied. Riley Sager writes deliciously creepy, chilling. So I'm really excited about this one. Sager also said a chilling blend of mystery and ghost story that will thrill fans of both. So again, really excited about this one. Couple of other good reviews on the back. Really engaging cover. I like this, kind of like an old school motel feel right there, in kind of a ruralish type area, small town area. And I'm really excited about this one. It's a mystery that dates back decades earlier and then kind of resurfaces in more modern times. So really excited about this one. The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. Next up is Antisocial by Jillian Blake, and this one is One Hack, Every Secret Exposed. So I'm really excited about this story. It just says on the back cover, it just has secrets can hurt you. So it's just something that's really exciting, and I like the cover right there with the hashtag and then Antisocial and the face of the young lady in the background. So this is one that just sounded really interesting to me. This little section right here on the inside cover, Alexandria Prep is about to be exposed. So This is a story that sounded really interesting to me. I picked it up. This is part of a haul that I got from Book Outlet, and so I'm really excited about this one. In fact, this is, I think, one of the first books from Book Outlet. When I discovered Book Outlet, this is one of the first books I think that I put in my cart because I had been looking at this on Amazon.com and then found it on Book Outlet for much cheaper. So I was definitely excited about that one and really looking forward to reading Antisocial by Gillian Blake. Okay, next up is is an interesting book that I was going to read earlier, and then I kind of slid it back in my TBR because I had some other books that I wanted to get to a little bit quicker that came out that were pre-orders that I really wanted to jump into. So I ended up pushing this particular book back a little bit, but I do intend to start it and finish it. Well, I've already started it, but I intend to finish it here in the month of March, and that is They All Fall Down by Roxanne St. Clair. Really excited about this one. Every girl would die to be on this list. It says, every year, the lives of 10 girls at Vienna High are transformed, all because of the list. And so this is a good story that it was interesting to me. I like stories that take place at schools, especially stories that take place at prep schools. I like camp stories. I think maybe the camp thing goes back to my love of the Friday the 13th movies. And so I think where you get kids and they're kind of somewhat isolated and they're put together. Sometimes they love each other. Sometimes they like each other. Sometimes they hate each other. Sometimes they loathe each other, whatever. It puts them together, and just interesting things can sometimes take place when you have these kinds of stories with these kinds of circumstances. So really looking forward to reading They All Fall Down. Roxanne St. Clair should be a fun one. That's tentatively scheduled for 4th on my list this month. But if things get going with some of the faster reads, I might jump into this one and maybe dual read this with another book at the same time. Looking forward to reading this one for sure. My next two books coming up are a couple of authors that I've actually read before and really liked, and I'm looking forward to reading them again. First up is Erica Spindler in The First Wife. And sometimes, marriage can be scary for a lot of people. And for some of us who've not been married, it can maybe feel even scarier, not knowing about marriage, firsthand. This one is a very interesting one. Just going to read a little bit on the inside cover right here. A fairy tale love, a terrible past that won't stay buried, a killer who may be hiding in plain sight. So just a terrific teaser right there. And this is The First Wife. I got this on Amazon.com, and it was a book I'd seen a lot, and I'd been wanting to read it. Because I read Erica Spindler before. I read Shocking Pink, which was my first introduction to her, and really, really, really loved that. In fact, of the books that I'm thinking about rereading, Shocking Pink I pulled out because I'm thinking that if I get really caught up and really ahead of my Goodreads schedule, I might go back and read Shocking Pink because, again, I really enjoyed it. My first introduction to Erica Spindler, but not going to be my last attempt at reading Erica Spindler books. This one right here sounds really intriguing to me, and I'm looking forward to jumping into this one in the month of March. And lastly, of the books tentatively scheduled for my TBR for the month of March in 2020 is Never Have I Ever by Jocelyn Jackson. I've read previously a book by Jocelyn Jackson, Gods in Alabama. I read it many years ago, several years ago, I should say. And I really enjoyed that. And so I've always had this author in the back of my mind, but I was waiting on maybe the right story to come across that I would be interested in. And this one kept popping up in suggestions on Amazon.com. And I'm like, you know what? Let me take a closer look. And as I did take a closer look, I really liked what I was reading. In this game, even winning can be deadly. So I was just really excited about this one. It's got some good back cover reviews. I'll read one by Lee Child, who I have a number of books by that I'm looking forward to reading in the future. Wonderful suspense and surprises, real characters, and a scary, ominous backbeat. This feels like the book Jackson was born to write. So Never Have I Ever, a game that probably a lot of us have heard about. Maybe some of us have played it, maybe some of us have not played it, but this book certainly sounds very interesting, and I'm really looking forward to reading this one again to hopefully wrap up the month of March with the TBR that I have to begin the month of March. And then if I have time, I have some books that I want to reread, but I also have, like I said earlier, at least 2 books that I've pre-ordered that are going to be coming in the month of March that I'm excited to read. And hopefully if I make good progress with the books that I have scheduled, I'll have plenty of time to read those books that are going to be delivered in the month of March. So there you have it for my March TBR. Excited, a lot of good books here on tap that I'm looking forward to finishing. If you like this video, the content of this video, please hit the like button. And if you would be so interested in hearing more about BookTube topics in the future, good books that you read that you think that I'm reading as well, if we have a common interest in books, then please consider hitting the subscribe button for this video. And I look forward to coming back with more great BookTube content, as well as more AuthorTube content, which I've been kind of slacking a little bit on. And so I want to get back to some AuthorTube content as well as I look to move this channel forward, and hopefully you'll come along with me for the journey.